Good evening, my cherished settlers. Today, we gather to celebrate the fruits of our labor and the remarkable progress we have made together. It is with great pride that we begin the fertility experiment. Through careful experimentation and dedication, we will discover new methods of fertilization that will revitalize our barren land. Our hopes are that our barley fields stand tall and vibrant, yielding a harvest that will sustain us and provide for our needs. This abundance will not only nourish our families, but will also allow us to trade with neighbors in Old Namatine, strengthening our economy and ensuring that we thrive together. But our success does not end with the harvest. As we enjoy the fruits of our labor, we must also remember the importance of giving back. That is why we are implementing a tithe, a small portion of our bounty that we will set aside to support the expansion of our community. Together, we will build a safety net that reflects our values of compassion and solidarity as our population continues to grow. So join me, my friends, as we begin this journey of discovery. Will our hopes for better fertility fall short? Or will our barley fields stand tall as a testament to our hard work and ingenuity? Heyo and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 3, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off famine, mutiny, and the bitter cold. In the last episode, we expanded Central Namatine's trade, housing, logistics, and berry production. So if you happen to miss the last episode, click on the info card above, or if you're looking for a new Manor Lords series to binge watch, then check out the entire Build&Battle Season 3 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, we will implement the fruits of our labor by implementing our 2 new development points, the livestock portion of our fertility experiment, a tithe in anticipation of our 3rd district, and so much more. So are you enjoying Build&Battle Season 3? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you are most excited to see in the upcoming episodes. If you can't wait to see the season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on our Build&Battle Season 3 merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty, so I'm wicked excited to start today's build because, again, we're kicking off that experiment and I've been waiting so long to be able to do this with everyone. So, kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into it. To start today's episode, I want to jump right on in and purchase our heavy plowing prerequisite development point as well as our fertilization development point. These development points are essential for our fertility experiment, which is to see if sheep poop will change our cruddy fertility into good fertility. Ultimately, we need the fertilization development point as this will allow us to upgrade our fields with fences and essentially turn any field that is in its fallowed season into a pasture. Heavy plowing is the prerequisite, and it is honestly, it's required to obtain fertilization. So while it's a little bit wasteful, we really don't need this development point at all. However, if this experiment is successful, we could make larger fields that would benefit from this perk. Now, I've been wicked excited to start this experiment as I want to run this experiment alongside everyone. Therefore, I really have no idea if this will actually work or not. So buckle up as I think this is going to be a bit of a fun ride as we come on in here and set up Central Namatine with our next 2 development points. Now that we have the 2 development points, we need a livestock trading post so that we can start importing our sheepies and fertilizing the land. Now, I thought it would be appropriate to try and fuse the livestock trading post close to our goods traders and the manor house itself. This is also rather close to our current barley fields. So let's come on in and position our livestock trading post, focusing an aesthetic design and location to the manor house, trade posts, and the barley fields themselves. Next, let's fence in our fields and get that upgrade in queue for our oxen builders. We need this upgrade built first, lest our sheepies run away when the livestock trader actually starts to import them. Now all that is left is to actually import the sheep, and I want to be a little careful with this. So we have so far 41 pasture space. So I think, actually I wonder if we could do this between Old and Central Namatine. Ooh, we could. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to import sheep and lambs. Well, how about just sheep, because that's all we need right now. And for now, I'm going to cap us at, let's say 30. That way we have a little bit of wiggle space to work with. Awesome. So in a second, we're going to work on our available workforce so that we can actually employ some traders here. Let's actually work on that perpetual population growth right now, which honestly, who am I kidding? I absolutely love building burgage plots in this game. The housing, I think, is what actually makes this game really beautiful, as it fills in a gorgeous landscape with a nice skyline. So let's come on in and establish maybe 1 or 2 more corpse pit method blocks of burgage plots. And I'm going to probably focus on a variety of eggs, veggies, and maybe an apple orchard if the regional wealth will allow for it after the heavy importing of sheepies we just did. Let's also attempt to keep up with that king's tax by rolling through and upgrading any applicable burgage plots to level 2. Before we begin wrapping up this episode, I wanted to add to our little lumber production modular build. Specifically, I want to add a single storage house that will focus only on firewood and this commodity in particular, which we kind of have constantly overflowing here in Central Namatine. Now, I thought about trading the planks and firewood between Old and Central Namatine. However, since finishing the wall off a few episodes ago and allowing all the vacant burgage plots in Old Namatine to fill with families, that district is actually struggling a little bit with both food and firewood. So, if anything, I think we should export the excess firewood from Central Namatine to Old Namatine, and I'll probably implement this behind the scenes off camera. So for now, let's start by coming in and building a storage house near our lumber production and set it specifically to store firewood and planks only. Then we will come in and adjust our trade for this good as well later on. Finally, let's get into more stables, as this was mentioned in the comments section of one of our last episodes, and I admit, I think I meant to build 2 or 3 more stables and either completely forgot or was more worried about the editing shenanigans due to the length of our berry harvest adjustments. So let's get 2 or 3 more stables in here, and I would like to actually position them closer to our brewery/barley fields as well as our trading posts. So let's come on in and place down 2 or 3 of the hitching posts, and then we will immediately upgrade these into stables for additional capacity. Alrighty everyone, we are just about ready to wrap up today's episode, but before we leave each other, let's start a new tithe on our residents in Central Namatine, and I'm choosing Central Namatine for a few reasons. One, they have the most surplus of food at this current moment. While we have been building Central Namatine mainly, Old Namatine has been finishing filling up their vacant burgish plots, and honestly, the wall is finally built. It took like 8 hours, so heads up if anyone else feels ambitious like that, 8 hours. So the population of Namatine, or at least Old Namatine, is sitting around 1,700 now. Admittedly, this is greatly overtaxing the food surplus, so I do not want to make that situation worse over in that district by actually taxing the food with a tithe. However, I do want to accumulate at least another 40 or so influence points, so we have that ready to purchase our third district. The second reason is that Central Namatine is honestly poised to increase food production if need be. While I did not imagine the inner city of this district being as large as Old Namatine, I did leave some tentative plans in place in case we need to add more apple orchards, vegetable plots, etc. to our food production. Now, I am trying really hard to get Central Namatine with enough food surplus to trade it over to Old Namatine, but it's been a little difficult to get the traders to actually trade more than, 50 or so veggies and maybe 10 apples in a given year. So let me know your strategies down in the comments, and in the meantime, let's come on over to our manor house and implement a very minuscule tithe on the residents of Central Namatine. And maybe a little bit more of a land tax, because why not? Alrighty everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't forget to check out our Build&Battle Season 3 merchandise linked into the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.